Well done and welcome. All right,
Thank you.
everybody. Yes, let's settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Both feet flat on the floor, about hips width apart. And align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders as best you can. And then just go back down to the soles of the feet and feel the sensations there. The weight of your pelvis on your chair and your hands in your lap. And just imagine you're lengthening your spine, putting some space in between the vertebrae. And then go to the crown of the head and just see if you can feel sensations there as well. Maybe it's tingling or pressure or weight or nothing at all. And see if you can just relax the scalp, releasing any tension there. Relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the back of the tongue, the jaw, and the ears and the inner ear. Relax the back of the head. Just put some length in the neck and allow your shoulders and your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And then just come to notice the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Around the nostrils, around the chest cavity, the belly. And pay attention to any potential distractions. Just know where they are, where they may come from. It could be sound. And then, when they do come, try not to allow the mind to go off and investigate. So you just have you have an awareness of the distraction or the sound, but you don't allow the mind to wander off and engage with it. So then just check in with your mind this evening. And today we have some people here from Australia. Just see what's going on in your mind. What sorts of things are arising in the mind. And just allow them to sort of bubble up and then just dissolve. So try not try not to judge what's in your mind. Just give your thoughts some space. Give yourself some space. And just allow yourself. No judgment. No thinking it should be another way. Just see what's there. And then just release what doesn't serve you really, And then bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones, our strangers, the ones we don't particularly like. Just remembering that due to impermanence, these relationships are interchangeable, And no matter how you feel about anyone at any particular time in your life, they still are the same as they were yesterday when you liked them or didn't like them or didn't know them. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer, and they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life and by extension, all the sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process, it's basically a psychological one because we create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can change it by creating positivity instead. And we're doing this practice of Vajrasattva in the context of the 4 opponent powers. So it's the power of opposing these delusions. And this is how you do it. You start with regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want their future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us necessarily. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. And he has a sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. And his arms are crossed at his heart, and the left is underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And so then we have this little section on developing compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So it doesn't just come out of, like thin air. So we think about the beings we've harmed and the ones who've harmed us. And we sort of think about them, wishing them to be free from suffering. So then remember those people you may have harmed recently and perhaps in the past. And then maybe in general, all beings we've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those who've harmed you, and particularly have a strong wish for those ones to be free from suffering, because the harm they've caused you is going to kind of ripen for them. It'll boomerang back to them. Time, place, situation cannot be predicted. So maybe more suffering. And so this is not the place where you think, yeah, that's great, fantastic, they deserve what they get. It's a time to step back and go, I don't need to do anything here. This karma is going to come back to them, and then you have compassion. So then we start to come to the power of remedy. And this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Om Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Rida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mepiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya saka a hum pe, vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, dida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya saka a hum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip, all the harsh speech, all the useless speech, and lying, talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya saka a hum pe, vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita, dida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mepi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita jida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mepi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum. Hey. So again, feel really happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is a purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around an initial crown and fills your entire body. So you imagine the light comes and it kind of hits your heart, and instantaneously all the darkness of the negativity of your mind completely disappears. So all your depression, anxiety, and bitterness, and grudges, and resentment, and jealousy, and disappointment, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Adida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, adida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita yamjida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dina meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Dina meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me. Sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom. and bliss and compassion. So now the purification of even the imprints of negativity of our body, speech, and mind. So this time you imagine Vajrasattva sends light pouring down, pushing out all the negativity of the body. The light comes up, pushes out all the negativity of the speech. The nectar flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech, and then the light comes and blasts all of our delusions. And at the same time, you're reciting the mantra. This is all happening at once. So this way, you're eradicating even these very subtle imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to this power of resolve, and this is the fourth and the final step in the purification process, and it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to refrain from harming becomes like a beacon and guides our body and our speech and our mind in different directions, probably more positive directions. So just think of some of the habits that you have. And one of these, my Tai Chi Chuan teachers call this habit energies. Just like blurting out and saying something, going, I did again. So just think of something that you can maybe think about or work on or become more aware of between now and Monday over the weekend. And then just think, Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness, So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. Let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do chanting the names of Manjushri. So I think tomorrow, Saturday, there's this recitation is done continuously, and they do the whole sutra. So if anybody's interested, can't think, where do you find that? Shayla, where do you find that? Chanting names of Manjushri. Where do you find the link to that? Is it through the IMI? Through the IMI. Why don't you have a
through
little?
FPMT?
Is it through
but I
FPMT
can,
website?
but I can
Oh,
pop one.
okay, great. Pop the link, because if anyone's interested in doing it. Anyway, so this is for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Throughout the 3 times, the content of 5 skandhas, discerning clearly each and every moment, awakening in but a single moment, his basic nature equal to all Buddhas. With body, bodiless, the best of bodies, with realization of the peak of bodies, displaying his form in every possible way, he is the greatest stone, the precious gem. One more verse. Chapter 10, the wisdom of performing actions. What all the perfect Buddhas are to know, the Buddha's unsurpassed awakening, devoid of syllables, yet born of mantra, arising from great mantra's threefold family. All right, everyone. Let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, and the swift return of precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your own individual teachers to have long, happy, and healthy lives.